everyone. Very warm welcome. Hope you're liking the toothpick in my hair. It's not even a toothpick, it's a chopstick, but you know, nevertheless, we're keeping it up and we're going all natural today. It's like however goes. For those of you that don't know, with this kind of interesting little bit here, we're going to do the reading for Aries. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. If you are new to the house, a very warm welcome. I hope you enjoy the read and you get something out of it. And feel free if you wish to sub. Now, I will be trying to power through these. I also will be shortly after I've done the Zodiac signs, and I'm sorry for the delay. It's been a very interesting year, so to speak. I usually have these pre-recorded. I will be actually doing the updates for the twin flame. Now, do be mindful, energy connecting with the astrology. I put a community tab up last night and I was mentioning some of the aspects and how they're going to be. And I'm hoping that the feed is operating okay. Just give me a heads up if it's not. I have pulled a ruin for you guys on a crystal, and this is linking in for the zodiac sign of Aries. I'm going to tune in psychically, as well as if necessary, I'm going to be connecting in with your loved ones that have passed over, any channeled messages that will come through, because I know at the moment we're very much, with Neptune going retrograde, the energy will be fluid. And any other additional messages. The astrology aside, if you're watching this anywhere on the 27th, the 28th, I would say, hi, Dale, be very cautious in the next, okay, what you're going to find? Because we have quincunxing aspects. And, you know, Giggle and I were looking at it last night. Probably wasn't the best of times for me to be doing live feed. But what you can expect is any squaring aspects with Mars and Venus. Cancer around the 28th, the Mercury is moving into Cancer. It's either the Moon or Mercury. Regardless of what I'm saying, you need to understand it's going to be quite intense. Hi, Rebecca. So the intensity can be very Mars-orientated energy, which is synchronistic because we're doing Aries, which is linked to Mars. For some reason, I feel you have this in the bag, Aries. I really do. And it was the first message that come through quite cryptic. Yes, there are going to be some challenges. Yes, there are going to be some burdens. But I do feel you have what it takes to be able to deal with these things. If you're on the lower spectrum where you're finding you can't handle it, the first crystal that I do have is citrine. And it's very interesting because I used this in my partnership some time ago. It can be about purging toxicity. It also can help with addictive energies, to my belief, but research it. I'm not a physician. But from a spiritual perspective, when you are purging something or needing courage, because it is the orange chakras, and remember, when we're having retrogrades, I am feeling with you guys, shoulder energy, neck ache, and third eye, because there's a perspective you're looking at. Now, with this, it's to do with your courage. It's like, you know, needing to actually, well, having to have the courage this month, because it is going to be pretty challenging. Testing, in a sense, that agitation can spike. And with agitation, as long as you've done work on yourself and you're understanding or trying to stop and look at why it's coming up, your connections will bode well. But if you're in a very unsettling relationship, because I'm doing singles and couples, the singles energy will be linking into, if you know the person and you're connected in with them, you get my gist. Any zodiac sign, whoever lands on this, be very careful with your throat chakra. We are coming into a very karmic cycle ending. There are 2 eclipses. You're going to find weather patterns are going to be interesting. But overall with you guys, now, citrine, okay, I am a conduct of courage. I am confident. It is safe for me to be powerful. And I think this is getting the courage where whatever's really been weighing on your mind, you're really getting to the point that mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, this is why I'm feeling the third eye for you guys. You've processed it and looked at it, and it's back. The back of your head is hurting, and the front. And this is when I'm channeling your energy. This is where they're showing me a perspective. Now, it's either you're directly getting headaches, neck aches, tension. That tension sometimes needs to build in order to power launch us forward. Expand self-confidence, awareness, and personal magnificence. Remember divine essence. increase mental clarity, exude joy, enthusiasm, and happiness, shine your light. And I feel it's odd because the first thing that comes through, shining your light, I feel in a way maybe you were feeling that you needed to be somebody that you weren't. And this in a shadow sign can directly relate to Libra, because the shadow sign of Aries is Libra, so we can go back and forward and we can have this integration, depending on how it directly relates. But definitely there is, it's almost like you've reached a pivotal point of integrating and coming into yourself and knowing who you are. And if any other situations really are making you feel that you need to be polar opposite of that, that might be the hindrance. Needing to go back to an old way of being, knowing that doesn't resonate, and knowing even if you tried to do that, it wouldn't work anyway. So you're stepping into that authenticity. Now, the ruin you have is such, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce these, but I will go into the layman's terms of what they're meaning. Now, I am feeling this is more the upright energy. Each time with my guides, I will know when they're saying, no, that's, I can get the most positive deck, and I don't need cards. I don't. For YouTube purposes, I'm happy to use them, and I do tend to get additional messages, but I generally embody the energy of what the person is feeling, what the participants in the story are doing, how many energies there are, so I don't generally need them. Overall, I am feeling with this, it's more upright, it's more you're getting ready to deal with the situation and tackle it, and it has been a delay. It's been, you feel it's been too long, and you're reaching conclusion. So this does connect to journey across water. And I'm getting a few cryptic messages with this. Journey across water is actually having the tools to deal with the emotions. Now, we are going to have an eclipse in Cancer. The first eclipse we're having is in Sagittarius. The next one is going to be in Cancer, and there's going to be a lot of changes happening with us. There is positive and not so great aspects happening this month, but it's something we're all going to experience collectively, and we are moving forward nevertheless. So it's journey across water, imagination, intuition, artistic creativity, and being fluid. Now, it's also connected to your soul journey, psychic powers, and the initiator of dreams. So I do feel you have a calling to deal with whatever this calling is that you feel is really in your head. It's almost like you know that it's only you that has the power to do that. You already know it's a bit like we integrate it inside ourselves, and then we might start negotiating with it because we're trying to convince ourselves otherwise, even though we know it's part of the plan. And it's usually due to fear-based frequency. It can be, but what if this happens? What if that? Very third eye. Then you come to a purgatory experience. It's just a knowing that you have to move forward, whatever it be. Now, I'm going to channel some of the energies, and I'll relate back to the runes and the crystals as to what's coming through with you guys. But I feel no matter which way and how long, the more you're thinking on it, the more it's irritating you. And the synchronistic thing that's coming through at a very poor timing is a lot going on. So if you find suddenly you're having a lot of telephone calls, or a lot more work than you thought, or things coming at you, it can be taking you into a panicked vibration. And I'm going to pull chakra cards as I go with these channel messages, just to give confirmation. So your temper to a degree might not be as balanced. Now remember, this is for the whole month. This energy, some of it might have already happened, as well as it can channel over to a little bit into the next month. But I'm feeling it's very relevant. Come back in a few weeks, re-listen to this reading and see directly how it relates. Overall career sector, I am feeling there's some burdens, and this is why I'm sensing. I sort of feel you've got this mental process going on. You've got this clarity as to where your path's going to be, what you want to do with X, Y, and Z, and there's BS coming at you, right? It's going to irritate you because you're doing every time you feel you're moving forward, in some situation, you're feeling you're going backwards, but it's an inconvenience, so to speak. That can be trivial little tasks, little irritational situations, crosswise. Yeah, just be careful what you're saying, okay? Driving, use your coherent energy. be aware. You may be on the ball. Other people may not be. Mercury retrograde, we generally do tend to get a very busy mind. Also, traveling, if you are an essential worker, you do tend to find people aren't thinking as rational because there's too much going on. So caution with driving, caution with moving, but I feel it's more you're doing this, you're fine, but there's irritations of too many errands, too many things going on, and not enough time to meditate, but you're actually going to achieve this through the whole month. You're going to be able to handle it. It's frustrating. I do feel you might be on technology a lot more than you felt you would wish to be. And I also do feel in some shape or form, 9, 10, 11, yeah, you're balancing your yin and yang, and you may be getting ready to actually communicate about some of these imbalances and some of these frustrations. Financially speaking, okay, and I'm feeling we're already coming into karmic energy. Let me see. At a financial level, there, while you're trying to keep busy, there is something going on when it does come to a legality. Now, be it there's paperwork, and I'm laughing because my shadow sign's Aries. I already had this morning. Not anything bad, just irritational. Anywho, so there could be, looking at something, it's not finalising. We're trying to finalise these energies. We haven't even gone into full-blown Mercury retrograde yet, and we're going, okay, universe, what is this? Even if you're trying to move forward, it's really trying to pull all these things about, and you're trying to kind of close these cycles. You're trying to do the best. You're also trying to keep your head quite straight. There might be a person you're worried about, but you're really not wanting to, how do I place it? You're joking, right? It was 111. That'll be bloody right. Thank you, universe. You're not wanting to focus on that because there's so much coming at you this month that you're just needing to get through these choppy waters. That's what I'm being shown. So if you're worried about somebody, you feel even if you wanted to be there for them or help them in some shape or form, there is a legality, a binding contract, a situation playing out, and also some pettiness of attempting to leave that situation. It could have been a part, yeah. Now, when I show you the marriage card, this is in the career sector and finances, but it's also linking to karmic contracts. There seems to be some shape or form of a karmic contract that they're dealing with some aspect of finance with it. Trying to tie up those loose ends in some shape or form. Whatever that be, it might be a house, it might be a work-related, you get my gist. There's something here, and it's really chasing the situation off, because whatever this cycle is that's trying to close out, even though spiritually 3D, 5D, you have physically moved forward, you may sense or be paranoid that you're actually not getting any leeway because there's other things going on and it's just directly frustrating you. So, using this crystal can help you try and explain. Now, when I say explain means we need to reason with people, and that's not true. If you can come to a place where you can create healthy boundaries verbally, and you're triggered or you're frustrated and you've got too much going on, you need to speak that. So that is creating, that's being assertive in your own personal energy and saying, look, got a lot going on right now, I will call you back. And I do feel there may be a particular individual that, even if you did that, I don't feel they're respecting that. So this can be a bit, I wouldn't want to get on Aries' bad side. I'm not feeling anything bad. I just feel if people aren't respecting healthy boundaries and not understanding this month that we all will be going through things, that threshold might be thinner. Now, in your family domain, there can be a situation coming up from the past that may be looked at. This can be inheritance. This can be family bonds coming closer or moving apart. It is quite natural because the eclipse in Sagittarius links to siblings and family members. So for you guys, let me look where that falls. Where are you, Aries? Okay, 9th house. Makes sense. it might be differing views when it comes to some of the things going on in the collective. It can also be something to do with education, viewpoints, and this can be spiritual as well. So viewpoints, your travel plans, where you've been, what your purpose is. This can simply be something that you're thinking on or what happened in the past. However it's going to fall for you, it is going to hit in that area. You may be away during the time that this happens. You might be at work and actually quite busy, but I do feel there's going to be a subject matter, and it may be that you needed to retreat away for a little while, and it doesn't even have to be that you have a full-blown falling out. It may have been differing views, differing growth states, but I do feel this is coming back to the table for it to be viewed and attempted to deal with it in a different shape. And I just feel you're making peace with it. You're coming to an accepting state of who you are and that it has made you. They also may have an opinion of your life and what you should be doing, both in connections, both in relationships. So for some of you, now understand, I have so many energies I'm channeling. I'm going to give you a few examples, and it does not mean that it's like this. If you had been in a connection and your family had an ideal of what you needed to do, they may have an ideal of what they think you can handle, and it's for you to own your throat chakra and state who you know yourself to be, who you know the person is and what you want. And I do feel, I don't think these people mean bad. I feel they do have your best of interests at heart, but they also have maybe wounds linked for themselves, or it could be another individual in the family. But overall, the outcome is going to be the star. You know, you each have your path, you each have your viewpoints, you've each got your goals. They don't all have to look exactly the same. Sometimes we move off to growth and then we come back. So just trust in that process. But I'm feeling as though there can be a conversational piece coming up this month that may bring some of these energies to light. Now, at a karmic level, and this makes sense with your crowning energy and the crystal, you guys are ready to, and I feel between the first eclipse and the second, because the second eclipse is at the 0 degree point. Now, the 0 degree point is occurring with the Cancer eclipse. When we get that, we deem it as infinite ways in which this can go. You don't know where you do know where you're going, but it's more how it's going to come about. You might have had a fixation on that initially. Now you don't. Now, your detachment and ability to move, because where you were to where you're going, just you're moving to higher waters. That's what I'm seeing. And you're not using that as an excuse any longer to not move forward. You're more looking at it like, look, I've looked back and it wasn't so pretty, and yeah, I still survived, and I'm here today to breathe another day. You're moving forward and allowing the nature to take its course. This can be linking in with, conflict with families, with viewpoints, with an ex, or with a karmic partner, and even the memory of it. But you're moving forward regardless. And because it's linking in with karmic frequency, and when I say karmic, it's lessons we're learning after the cycle with the eclipses. The nodes have been in Cancer and Capricorn for 2 years, so I picked this to see what's coming up. Many of us, merely what we're needing to do is ask ourselves this question. Do we understand the reason the whole process served? Are we open enough to move forward to the beginning and trust in the entirety of the process? Sometimes we feel it is a 3D situation, very similar to when we talk about, okay, how do we heal these wounds? Sometimes it's merely making peace with it inside yourself and letting go, and that's all it takes. I really feel, Aries, this is where you're going to get to this month. You're letting go, you're allowing the past to be the past, and you might be struggling with it to a degree. It's natural. But whatever's coming up, you're not, how do I put it? What was, what is what is, but where you're going is better. It's going to be a better vibration, and it's less attachment. It's less control. It's more fluid. I'm not feeling this to be bad. I'm going to pull a chakra for each side. Okay, for family, what do we need to know for family? And your base chakra, good grief. Watch your back, guys. And I don't mean that negatively, like something's coming. I mean just, that you're carrying a lot. It makes sense. Watch your back. Look after it. There's a lot of tension in the neck. You might have had back problems before, but it does feel due to tension. This can be coming up for you. So with your family, maybe a little bit of ego, maybe you're seeing their perspective, and that's why I was getting the temple energy, being confident, assertive, understanding, compassionate, but healthy to the point where you can understand where people are coming from. But you're still being yourself regardless, and you're taking that movement forward. A lot of this for you has been a major, major spiritual transformation. I do feel this movement, moving away from any karmic energy or lesson, is happening without warning. It's very sudden. It can be an internal thing, but I'm feeling most of you it's internal than external. So it's happening on the 3-day. Now, those of you who are single, thinking about this person, and those of you that are soulmates or twin flames, this will relate to you. Interesting. I feel, Aries, either you or the other person was feeling as though, how do you put it? It's like making a sacrifice. And I feel the message coming through with the sacrificial energy was maybe feeling you or the other person could do better. With that, there's a lot of reflection back to that turning point. And look, it could be several turning points, but I also feel you're having the courage to look at it. Whatever these sacrifices were, I do feel you're reaching a point you don't want it to be that vibration anymore. Around and I'm feeling, okay, what am I getting? Around the 28th, I'm seeing there is a revelation relating to this. There could also be some conflict of where you are, and you're going to be looking at it from a very, I wouldn't say a romanticized, a very realistic kind of way of viewing something. Now, you may have painted to this person, your soulmate energy or your twin flame, that you were friends, and maybe it was really sending mixed signals. I do feel you guys have decided that's not what you want. And although you were making it come through like it was a sacrifice, energetically it's sort of coming through like you feel that's not serving you anymore, whoever this person is. I do feel there was a bit of understanding and compassion towards external situations and energies. But I do feel that's kind of hindered you regardless. So it may have challenged you that your energy, either your love interest or you, Aries, was quite independent. They may have taken this, in this connection, there may have been some confusion. I keep hearing mixed signals. Confusion as to what this was. Confusion as to the signals that were being sent. Where are the crystals? Let's get the crystals. The funny thing is, poker face keeps coming up in these readings. And I mean, yes, vibrationally, this feminine energy is very assertive. I'm also feeling a jealous person in the mix. But I feel it's an external energy. Yes, potentially, and, we're human. It does occur within connections and within love interest partnerships. But I'm really feeling as though they misinterpreted this, but you were trying to protect yourself. They do see you in a really different light at the moment. And when I was clearing the cards, I noticed that with the smudge stick, the incense stick, they're Reiki incense sticks. I picked the heart chakra energy, so I really do feel this is a lot of clearing up and understanding and looking at things from a very healthy point of view. You did bring some clarity to this situation, but they're definitely thinking of you quite a bit. And this can be even coming through in dream state and having to have the courage to connect in with these dreams, these ideas. But I feel the one who is used to being telepathically connected, it really is the other who is directly thinking on you. So you do need to be quite grounded this month. You will feel vibrations coming through. I'm grateful for other people's good fortune. I told you there's a jealous energy here. They're getting to this place. You're understanding the art of appreciation, but other people, because of your attitudes, it may trigger them. They're also noticing that they're really wanting these energies in their life, where this is the irony, and this has been coming through in even my private sessions. If it's triggering an energy of jealousy when you know it's there for you and you're still not choosing it, the only thing to do is to choose courage and to deal with it. It's kind of like a baffling energy when one thinks on it, and it's like, deal with the emotions, move across those waters of belief, because ultimately improve self-esteem and confidence despite jealousy. Extend blessings and goodwills to others. It increases the way in which this person is looking at this situation. Anything that they dealt with in the past, they're wishing these energies well. But they're also getting that very Leo energy coming through, where they have, and it makes sense because it's Tiger Iron and it's Citron, which is both to do with strength and courage. And I do feel moving through these eclipses with these burdens, with these financial aspects, family-related dynamics, belief systems, moving through these energies of these choppy waters is to the destiny of where they wish to be. They're really tired of being patient. This is getting a little bit beyond a joke in their mind. Because ultimately, and I do feel around the eclipse in Sagittarius, this is where things are really going to kick off. So do be quite prepared that at a vibrational level, you may sense this. So do try and keep grounded, be fluid, be open to potentiality. That's what I'll say. It may take you by surprise. What do they want you to know? Okay. Ooh. Okay, whoever the cross watcher is and how this directly relates, the energy of the person whom is not with you right now, whom you are thinking of, as far as they are concerned, they're not accepting the ending. And they believe you're forever, ever. They're looking back and they knew this from the beginning. And they feel you were forever, ever. They already know where they're going. You bring joy, bliss. Oh, okay, guys, you just need to be really, 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 really ready. There's going to be a bit of chit-chat here. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. Okay, I'm getting a particular message that they're... Okay, I'm just going to say what I'm getting. If there is a karmic in the mix, I do feel it had already ended. This is a very bizarre message. I'm going to pull another one from... Oh, which one? This is an interesting message. No wonder I'm getting a headache. Okay, what do I know? I'm going to go the... No. There is an energy cord here linked to a person. And I was like, this isn't their energy. Who the devil is this? Devil card, I'm telling you. Okay. And I'm like, is this the energy universe? And it's like, first thing this morning, the first thing I heard was gin removal. Giggle and I also talked about this, and we were talking about both with the astrology. It was so strange because I've been using smudge, I've been using sandalwood, and the first thing I was thinking last night is, right, gin removal for the home. Now, yes, there's various meditations we can use, and there's clearings of energies in homes. There's ways in which to do it. I've done a few videos on that. I am feeling, if you want to tune into this person, and I do highly advise this, okay? If you're lower frequency and you're feeling triggered, don't. But if you are in a higher frame of energy, first get it there. On your side of the fence, what you can do is clear your house energy. If you're tuning into a karmic energy, tune out now. And I don't mean of the video. I mean of that direct person at a temporary level right now to diffuse that umbilical cord energy. Because this person has actually left the boat, right? It's already over. But somehow at a subconscious level, this person actually doesn't grasp that concept and is not accepting it. As far as they're concerned, it can be fixed, but it's already over. This is already a connection that ended. This feels like a not healthy person. It's not a healthy person, right? But this person thinks it can be fixed. They're a tad bit relentless, and this is where the head is going. So there's somebody in the mix that is feels a little bit of a stalker energy. On whichever side of the fence this relates, but there's a stalker energy here, and it's not, you can't change it. I do feel the person in general has like that dealt with them, knows what they are, who they are, how they are. And they're just trying to move forward. They're trying to move forward however it goes. They want them to stay. They're like, do a gin removal. Next. Okay, outcome. Outcome for this by the first eclipse, please. Oh, I told you, they're already on their way. First eclipse energy, knowing exactly where they're going and getting back on their scarred path. Next eclipse energy, unconditional love. There might be a situation that comes up pertaining to this interesting energy, but I do feel they'll see the reality, and I feel it's more relating towards themselves and their self-worth. It's like, listen, mister, I don't feel this hate. I feel this frustration. I feel it feels like the energy of being a carer to a person over being a emotional, physical, spiritual connection. So it feels kind of burdensome. Energetically, do I feel there's hate? No, I'm not saying that. I feel more it feels a responsibility. And not a nice one, and it did end, so the responsibility, so to speak, did end, but this person still energetically feels, no, that's not such. This is their spiritual process, that is their spiritual work and their change that needs to come about, and the change is happening even if they don't want it. This can be a very fiery individual. The person can have red hair or blonde red hair, regardless of the colour. It's more the flame energy of anger and aggression, wanting the person to stay the same and not evolving and changing, but there's no healing here. It's something that this trigger is helping them heal, but this had been ended a while ago, I do believe. I don't feel this is most recent. This has been over for a while. Yeah, okay. And the unconditional love is self-worth. It's like the key to it is coming into the heart. I said heart chakra. Now, those of you that are coupled, some of you are actually talking about, if you're in communication or connection, there are subject matters of external influences. There also might be thoughts, and I'm going to pull a clarifier on this because I'm going to pull a clarifier. What do we need to know about this energy, please? You got the Three of Swords. Okay, like I said, the third party energy, I don't feel this is in relation to those of you in communication. It can, in a sense of if there, no, okay, they're telling me no. If you thought or felt there was a connection, like I said over here, it appears it was already over. However that be, there's many levels of over, but that's what my guides are telling me, so that's what I'm telling you. Even if you are in a connection, this appears to be an old energy. I do feel you guys are going to be at the same like-minded belief system, potentially even talking about things that have happened to you in the past that have been interfering, karmic energies, affairs, things to that degree. More open and worldly. Let's call it worldly. Worldly wisdom we go through once we see things from different sides of the fence. If there is an interference, it's the first thing that is on both parties' minds. Having to deal with this, any emotions that come up relating to it, and how to directly move forward. Now, looking back in the past, again, please do the gin removal. Next, there is a person and there was energy around where somehow, and I do feel both of you have experienced this, maybe together, but even with external people, maybe putting pebbles on your road, putting a banana in your exhaust. Do you know what I mean? Just messing with you. It wasn't the most great experience, but I am seeing it to be moving forward in a more positive light. There are some things that you feel that the doors aren't opening, and you can be getting very confused by that. This confusion, universe is asking you to loosen the reins. They're asking you to trust that what's going on, this person is raising in frequency, and have courage because it is moving full 360. But whatever these things are, they are going to come to an end. These external influences, these closed doors, they're coming to an end. There is something that is helping this situation trigger this brand new start. Whatever hasn't changed, you're both needing to be less critical towards yourselves. I do feel there is more mental process, more from a perspective of, wow, this is a long way to do something. This is a frustrating kind of process in which to do something. It's a pain in the neck. That's what I'm hearing. Why now? Okay, universe wants you to know you're in the right place. The delays you're experiencing are to help. You need to trust that. The delays in which you've had in the past, it's the way, and it sounds crappy. I mean, if I tell you it's the way it was supposed to be, until you're on the other side of the fence, you don't understand that. It's like I gave a reading to a girlfriend years ago, and, she would go to another reader. And she would come to me and she'd always get it free. Mates rates, right? It was before I had YouTube, and this became my full-time income plus my spiritual path. And I gave her a reading, and I said to her, there's certain things, I said yes. And then she'd go away and she'd get the reading and she'd pay for it. And she'd come back to me and she'd go, oh, but she didn't say half the stuff you said. I said, when you learn how to use your gift, because it's working with source and it's working with the way you communicate with your guides, you have to be very cautious, and your guides will tell you how to explain it if people maybe are going to misunderstand it. And I said, ask her the next time you go, are you holding it back because you feel I will try and manipulate that situation? And the reader said to her, yes. And I said, well, if you know that, you need to word it correctly. And so at one point, she had actually gone away and bought the direct outfit that was seen in the premonition. And this is a prime example. If I'm to tell you you are at the right place, if I'm to tell you you've actually past. Because you can't see it, our ego says no. That's the heart clearing. What's being sorted between you, sometimes when we're spiritually tuning into things, we're living in the past, which is for healing and things that happen. And then we power forward and we're fixated on, I don't want to repeat the past, but we're almost making that come with us because we're taking that 3D experience and looking forward and almost planting that seed in the future. By doing that, we're energetically feeding that. Now, you don't want that, right? So the green energy is the higher heart chakra. It's also love. It can link to love. And I'm feeling Virgo energy because a lot of the healing does come down to Virgo aspects, the, micromanaging things, but Virgos are fantastic for analytics, seeing things through, quality systems. There's that spiritual beauty of that situation. That it's a fine art that only Virgos, to a degree, have. And I'm not shaming, we all have it. It's just, some Virgos really do have that. Everyone that came into your life is going for a situation. It's almost like, okay, what they're showing me is chess pieces on the table, and I stopped playing chess years ago, and I mean spiritually. But this is the easiest way for me to explain. There are chess pieces on the board that universe has placed. These chess pieces are to have that domino effect to protect you and get you faster where you need to be with this connection. Again, I will say, yes, we do worry about spiritual attacks and things to that degree. Don't be ignorant, yes. Use your intuition. If you need to do a house clearing and things like that, yes. But if you're feeling you need to protect yourself, you need to bring your wall down with this person. You'll know when that time is and when that place is. Okay, some of you... Wow. Okay, I'm getting a message. I'm going to pull another card and I'm going to explain the reason why this has come through. I am feeling, while you're going through these phases this month, and I am feeling it's this month, there's either A, going to be a direct transformation inside of you, or this is the direct person just showing up. Complete change of home. No warning. Pulling their walls down and moving directly towards you. This is also, you will, and I've always said this, when you have the intuition there, you will know yes or no. And you can't, how do I place it? Trust yourself of where you're going. I was talking to Giggle about this the other day. I said, when we were younger, we would go to an adventure park and our parents would take us, or whoever that was in our life, and they would say, okay, this is how high you are, that's the ride you can go on, that's what's safe. And then we hold those belief systems that our parents have ingrained in us, and we then, in our life, go to that action park, but we're still coming at from the paradigm of what our parents ingrained in us, our, ascended masters and people to that degree. But the thing is, we have that experience from the past, which is our pain body experiences. And so we micromanage the direct situation. And so what universe is asking you to do is know one or right, wrong path, okay? Get on that ride. Because if this is your soul path in the way you're supposed to go, in or out, left or right, up or down, divinely guided, going to happen, right? Would you go to that fun park with the intention to experience all? Or would you micromanage that experience and go on the small child's ride? Food for thought. I am smart. I am open to learning something new. I am organised. I'm telling you, Virgo energy. Try to just loosen up and have some fun. With self first. But I am feeling there is going to be a question towards you. Okay, wait. Yeah, focus more, Jade. Focus more in a sense of what you're wanting right now. Don't go too far forward. Just stay present just for a little bit. I'm also seeing a relation to a crystal or something that has been given to you as a gift, and it may be a link to this individual. They may have made reference to this jewelry or given it to you at some point, or you may have given it to them. It's a unique shape. That's what I'm being shown. It's not normal. It's a unique shape and size. This could also be a loved one's valuable. Okay, what are your guides wanting me to tell you? Number one, I'm seeing a home foundation changing. I do feel after this month it'll be very different. I do feel the spiritual healing linking in with that is coming. I'm also seeing intuitively you have great hunches as to what these new things are and how you need to see things. They're wanting you to trust your third eye with that. I'm seeing this game and they're showing me, you know that game where you put the sticks in and you've got to gradually pull them out? I feel it's an art, and I feel, again, I'm getting the Virgo energy. You guys do know what has to happen in order to have all of these pieces come together. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. Mother, whoever these energies are, female, male, they're all saying the same thing. You work too much. They know that you have that. They know you're responsible, but they're like saying all work and no play makes for a dull day. They're also making reference to, yes, things are gonna move, but I do feel your priorities are shifting, and I do feel 2021 for you is going to be very major. With a lot of hard work that you've done, there is a lot of success there at a financial level. Just be very gentle with yourself. You know, about 3 days moving into the eclipse and 3 days out on either side. And I'm also feeling delegate some of the tasks because you are burdening yourself. And there are, you know, that's the art of education and training. The reason I'm saying that is with these burdens, because I'm feeling shoulder, back pain, which can be spiritual burdens or expectations you place on yourself. And with your health house, it is linked to Virgo. Funny that, right? Delegating tasks. Yes, you guys do your job beautifully. Yes, you might be working in the medical field or something to that degree. Could be paperwork related, taxation. Some of you also psychology. You know, you'd be really good at that too. Having patience with that and delegating some of that work to kind of lighten that energy. Any questions on the house? If you're wanting a private booking, you can go to the link directly below. I've got hay fever at the moment as well, so they're probably, okay, whoever Aries is, watch your sinuses, I'm telling you. I always get these body vibrations happening whenever I'm doing readings. I kind of take on the joint aches and pains of the direct individuals. Watch your backs. Is the fade still working, or are you all a bit? Are we home? Are we there? Is it working? Or has it jammed? There you go. I'm telling you, bloody technology. So were we all trying to send messages or no? Any questions in the house? Technology. We're not even a Mercury retrograde yet. We'll be moving into shadows soon. When is it going? Let me have a look. June 18th, so about a week to 2 weeks. Yeah, we've got Venus and Gemini, so you're still getting a basic frequency there. We've got the nodes. Can you have a card, please? Yes, you can. I'm going to pull the Abraham Hicks cards because I love them. I have been using the crystal cards to do full blind reads. It's been really interesting. Okay, we don't need you there. You're not meant there. Okay, what do I need to look at? Oh, it was for you. Okay, these are meant for you, Google. First message I'm getting is this person wants to be exactly like you. Whoever that is. This can be a separate energy. There is a bit of jealousy there. They want to be just like you. I do feel they have become aware of you. And there is another person who is a little bit obsessed. Yeah, I know. I'll just do that and it should come through. Maybe I'll close the other tabs. Hit you. Okay, this person's jealous. There's another feminine energy. Oh, God. 1 minute. Closing tabs. Moving into the eclipse, we're having more issues. Anyhow, these two cards, what I've got is that this is you, right? This other individual wants to be just like you. Now, they're a little bit OCD. They could be micromanaging situations, but there is, I do feel this person is aware of who you are. That's what I'm getting. I'm going to pull an Abraham Hicks card, but these were the ones that fell out, so it feels quite, they're yours. I'll pull one there. Oh, okay. You know what's weird? You're not manifesting. You're allowing everything to take its natural course. And so, I'm getting two messages because here it's really weird. This is you. This is another energy. Two cards fell out. This is you. This is the other energy. And the reason I say that is because at a spiritual level and a financial level, you've detached. You're not trying to be anyone you're not. You're very peaceful with who you are. You don't have any expectations. You also do know who you love, right? Although this person is a bit OCD, they also are a little bit, they're growing, okay? They're a different human being to you. I guarantee Mark's calling me. Anywho, or my sister. This other person isn't able to do that. That's their spiritual path. Now, okay. Have fun with that. Gin removal. Next. There's nothing you can do. It's a person's process and it's what they go through. But that was the first message that came through for you, ladies. So just keep staying on your throne. You can't do anything about it. And you're focused on yourself anyway, so it's fine. Okay, the next lovely. Who... I can pull a card for you. There's a cycle that you're needing to address. Okay, now this can go either way. I'll explain what the card is saying, but I'll explain what's coming to me in a vision. My attention to unwanted can't defy the laws of attraction. If you feel a situation is infinitely staying the same, no, it's not. If you're having a need for it too, no, it won't. But I'm not feeling it negative. I feel you're dealing with a particular circumstance. And it's asking you to trust in the process. What's the particular circumstance, if you care to share? You don't have to, but it sort of feels like either, try, how do I put it? Yeah, gender removal. I'm doing it. I'm doing the gender removal. I told you in the community tab I'm getting the elf wall on my head. I've got my toothpick. Right, it's not even a toothpick, it's a chopstick. I couldn't find my hairband the other day and I'm like, chopstick! I'm looking like a geisha. And this lighting's really not working. It's like, whatever. I've used pens before, they work. So with that, your relationship. Are you worried something's not going quite right, doll? Okay, we can never lose what is always ours. If you have done the very best you can and everything's flowing, you know that notion they say, let a bird free? And it doesn't have to be that this applies. This is just an example. Let a bird free. When it comes, it will come back. If it's happy with the food it's being fed and the things that's happen, even if you fight, we can be the good, the bad, and the ugly in relationships. They're the true resonance of a good relationship. He's saying he's not happy anymore and wants to do his own thing. This year, because Jupiter is in Capricorn, we all, be it if we're single or couple, are doing it solo. But the thing is, it's not your job to make him happy. So that is something very personal about him, and it was very much his responsibility to me making himself happy. My partner says that to me, and sometimes energies can take on that. Or do you feel somehow guilty that you didn't fulfill his needs? Because nobody can fill our needs. If I was, just an example, if I was a wife with, my kids and I was doing cooking and cleaning and husband was coming home and then we'd, do the deed and go to bed, that would not make me happy. But having gardening and having hobbies and having friendships and having my own personality, that's making me happy. So if I have a good day, it's because, I had a particular vibration. If I have a bad day, it's because I had a bad day. We recently lost our daughter. And spiritually speaking, sometimes, and the old saying they say, it can make you or break you. How do I place it? Trust that if it's supposed to be forever, it's going to be there, doll. You can't lose them. And the connection you hold with your child that's passed over is forever going to be there. It'll come through in your dream state. They will directly guide you through the whole process. But the thing is, sometimes it can really push us to a pivotal point. And universe always knows what's best for us. At the time when we're going through horrendous situations, we actually don't feel that. I have had very interesting situations in my life where I was like, why is this happening? Why is the universe punishing me? It's only after the fact you look back and you go, wow, I see it from this perspective. Souls choose ways in which to come in and come out as a soul contract, right? But your child's energy will still be around you. Now, with what's going on between you and the connection, that coming up, I think with him saying he needs to go, is his fear of losing you, but it's also your fear of needing to address the child's loss. Do you see the mirror? So what you can do at a spiritual level, which can transform the energy, is to say, look, if you're here or if you're gone, it's not going to make a difference because I do love you and I'm not going anywhere. So he's actually challenging you because he's wanting to avoid feeling that hurt again. So in fact, it's actually he's saying he loves you, but he's doing it in a very unique way. With you, you're feeling the same because you've lost and now you're losing again. So it's taking you back to that core wound. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is what the card says. And your brain, you can see all the eyes, you're thinking, you're wondering, could be looking at the stars, making wishes. My attention to unwanted – can't define the laws of attraction. If your life has caused you to ask for an improved situation, no matter what it is, and you are no longer offering chronic thought, vibrations that are opposite to your desires must come to you. So if you're fearing it, you can manifest it. I would say humbly speak your truth. I would say, look, and if you feel you love this person, say how you feel. And then say, look, I know that this has caused things in us, and I accept the fact that you need to process it in your way. I want you to know that even though we have lost our child, they're always going to be our child, but you are never going to lose me. And then allow what is to be to be. And when I say let go, release the control. Because, if a person is up in their feels and they're needing space for that, because men are very different to women, whoever the person be, regardless, it's like you energetically need them to be better so you're okay. And that's not how it works. It's how it works. So say from a heart space of how you feel, then if he does not believe that and that's something he's going through, you can fight it all you want. They're going to come to terms with it anyway. They may run, but when you're quiet and you're calm and you allow that spiritual process to be, they will then come home. But you've got to trust. But see, fixation of the future, oh my gosh, it's going to happen, I'm going to lose everyone. No, not real. You're worth everything. Not your fault. Beautiful things are coming. Guides are protecting you. Focus on being present in this moment and focus on your healing. But explain how you feel and just be open without pressure on yourself or on him, and just be loving and compassionate. I hope that helps. Okay, because it is positive. It's meaning, when you set a bird free, it is love. When we set the bird free, we love. The person doesn't have to be there. Even though your child's passed over, you still love them. So even if he runs from love, if he loves you, he loves you. You can run, you can't hide. You're still going to love me. You're probably going to miss me more, you silly fool. So just let him do that process. And don't try and be everyone to, everything to everyone. Take on the role of being you. Take on the role of, not trying to be the doctor, not trying to be perfect. You know what I mean? That's okay, darling. All will come to you. All will be good. I'm going to have a break and I will come back a little bit later. Got a client too. Ooh, running out of time.